Hi, welcome to Ride Alongside. Today we're going to be talking about the Bell SIXER helmet. So 6 months ago I received this helmet and I shot an overview video at that time when I had snow on the ground all behind me, and let's take a look at that right now. Alright, so this is how the Bell SIXER helmet looks right out of the box before I scuff it up or crash on it at all. This is the black / retina sear color, which is hard to see online, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit better what the coloring looks like here through my video. But it's basically this fluorescent yellow going into fluorescent green kind of fade there, and then just fluorescent yellow accents everywhere else. So hopefully that all shows up. As you can see, it's all snowy outside right now. It's actually been snowing all day here in Prescott, Arizona. So our trails are going to be covered. I think we've gotten at least 3 or 4 inches already today, and the day's not over yet. It hasn't stopped one bit. But the SIXER is kind of a unique helmet. There's a few reasons I chose it, which I'll go into later in the video. But this is a grippy, like rubbery surface here, where you can put your goggles if you're riding with goggles. And it didn't really come with any accessories. It did come with a packet that looks like this, and inside is a Bell sticker and just some really general information from Bell Sports. But anyway, there's all their information, and nothing all that useful was in here except one thing that is kind of unique to this helmet. So they have this little spot right here, which I don't know if you can see it too well, but there's a little icon for a camera and a light, and there you can see it. So I've got my old Hero 3 on the mount that came with it, and it says SIXER right there, and with all this white snow in the background, it's hard for the camera to focus here, but there you go, SIXER. And it also has an arrow on it, which maybe you can make that out there. Yeah, so just right on the front there is that little arrow, and that shows that it goes forward. So you basically just pop that in and then snap it down, and voila, you've got a GoPro on your helmet. So that's kind of cool. And then you can, of course, adjust up and down just like any other GoPro mount. But it comes with the GoPro mount, and for the night rider Luminas I like to use when I night ride, you can actually get a mount that connects the Lumina to the GoPro mount. So that's pretty cool. They do sell these mounts separately, so you could get a second one, so you could just keep your light on it and then keep your GoPro on it, or you could keep a second GoPro or a second light or whatever. But I think they go for like $5 or $6. So anyway, real simple, but it does move around a little bit, just a tad. I don't know if you can see that, but it's seems like okay mount. Besides that, I don't know how good of GoPro footage you'll get with it moving around a little bit like that. If any of the rest of you get a SIXER and have this mount, let me know if you have any movement or not with that. It's supposed to actually pop off of there if you hit a tree branch or something low that you would hit your helmet on, or if you crash. It's supposed to just pop right off so that it doesn't inhibit any of your protection capabilities from the helmet, which is the primary purpose, right? So some of the other cool features of this helmet is that it has a 4 position visor. So and actually it's one of the most comfortable helmets I've ever worn, and I've just tried it on. It comes with these tags on it, and I wanted to show you guys before I take these off. But no twists, tri-glides. So that's talking about these guys here, these tri-glides. And then it says X static padding, which you can see is branded right there. And it actually goes all the way up, and it has this piece here, which never mind the snow here that's on here, but this piece here actually, I guess if it hits your nose, that's the only thing I can think of, hit your nose or your goggles or something, it'll give you some cushion there. But it also has a sweat guide, which I guess runs along the edge here. So it says sweat guide channels moisture away from your brow pad and your eyewear, which is a good thing. Progressive layering, so it's got EPS foam densities, float fit race, so that's this system in the back with this dial, and it says float fit right on there. Again, it's very, very comfortable, nice small dial, but actually gives you some generous protection there down at the base. So this is a MIPS version, of course, so you'll see there's a MIPS tag in there as well, and then that MIPS liner, you can see the MIPS logo there, but it's this black liner in there. So let's see, back to all these tags. So it's got dual flow ventilation, air ports along the brow, allow to defog goggles, so that'll be fun to test out, especially when it's cold out like it is today, snowing. Integrated breakaway camera mount, I already talked about that. 4-position adjustable visor, so you can actually put your goggles up there, and then comprehensive protection from the MIPS. So if you guys aren't aware of what MIPS is, you can look it up. I'm not going to go into exactly what it is, but that liner moves a little bit to protect your brain a little bit more. Safety standard certified. Bill makes great helmets. Actually, I think my life may have been saved by 2 Bell helmets so far. I've crashed on 3 and actually cracked the foam, which you're supposed to replace them anytime you get any cracks at all in them, and actually should replace them about every 3 to 5 years, just because that foam starts deteriorating. It's a durable commodity that is it's not supposed to last forever. It's just supposed to protect your head for a season or two, and one crash, and that's it. So anyway, that is the look of it before I ride on it. Alright, so I've been using this helmet every week on every ride for 6 months, and I have to say, I give it 2 thumbs up. It's an amazing helmet. It's the most comfortable helmet I've ever worn. It's got more protection than most helmets I've ever used, and it's got some features that I really like. The 4-position visor is great. It's allowed me to keep the sun out of my eyes at times, and then also just be able to see completely out of the way. And it really goes pretty high up to the point where you kind of look like an enduro guy, which I am not. I haven't used it with goggles yet. I'm hoping to try that out, but it's got great ventilation. I've never felt like my head is overheating more than any other helmet I've used before. It's got this sweat pad right here, which at first I thought that this was perhaps a nose pad that would come down, and I couldn't figure out what the deal was, but actually the sweat channels through and it goes and collects in this sweat pad, and then it actually will fall down sometimes like this and look kind of stupid, but it actually collects a whole lot of sweat there, and then you just push on that pad with your thumb, and all the sweat comes right out. So at times it can get overloaded and start draining down my face just like any other helmet, but if I'm keeping my head a little bit down, it just drips right from there. So pretty cool design. I don't know if it's completely optimized or if they can refine it a little bit more, but as it is, I like it a whole lot. Looking at some of the other features of this helmet, I really like the accents, how bright it is. I haven't used this spot for the GoPro and the light all that much. I'm planning to actually just use it for the light. For the GoPro, I found that the footage was just a little bit less stable than I'd like. I showed in the initial video about how there was some movement there, so hopefully that could be improved somehow on Bell's side of things to make it a little bit more of a stable mount there. I can't see you putting a whole gimbal and action cam up there, but I don't know what else you could do to minimize that motion. So I would just recommend that as a light mount at the moment. And then the float race dial system is perfect. I couldn't improve upon it if I wanted to. The straps are great. They're always out of the way. They're always comfortable. The X-static padding is really nice as well. The MIP system, I haven't used it yet. I haven't crashed on this helmet, so that's been good. But it's held up pretty well. I am not easy on my gear. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm pretty rough on stuff, especially anything that goes on my body. It's just is always getting pretty beat up. So you can see there's some scratches on it, and there's been lots of mud on it, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape still for what it is. So I've been very satisfied with this helmet, and just wanted to give you guys my 6-month review on it. It's been a great helmet. I highly recommend it. It's the Bell SIXER. If you're on the fence about getting one, go for it. I don't think you'll regret it one bit. I'm Nick from RideAlongside. Thanks so much for watching. I'll have more content for you real soon.